Good evening, Excellency, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Cambodia Global Dialogue of Southeast Asia TV. Tonight it's a bit interesting because you see from the table, look like we are showcasing some stuff. I will not tell you what it is yet. But tonight we're going to be talking about something very different than global market, trade war, ASEAN. No, we're going to come down from the sky, come down on Earth, probably not below Earth, right? Just on Earth. We're going to talk about silk. You know, the issue, it's more about an issue than anything, because Cambodia has been working on developing the silk for quite a long time. I would say nearly 2 decades. We import a lot of silk. We weave a lot of silk. We make a lot of silk product. We export a lot of the silk product to developed market in Europe, in Milan, in Paris, in Japan. Tourists love our silk product, but believe me or not, most of the silk are imported from abroad. So this session, I have the pleasure, of course, many of you have seen Dr. May, my big brother there. He's the Chancellor of Royal University of Phnom Penh, and he mentioned that him and several of professors and lecturers have been piloting a scientific approach on how to develop the silk production in Cambodia. So tonight I want to introduce to lecturer Sophia. Chanrith, yes, I always confused, sorry, and lecturer Sophia. Why don't I give you maybe I start with you. You can set the context a bit as Chancellor of Royal University of Phnom Penh. Why you have initiated this pilot project?
First, I'm not a Chancellor. I'm Chairman.
Oh, Chairman. Okay.
Chairman.
All right. Today is not my day. I keep making mistakes.
More or less the same, right?
Yes.
Chairman. So the short history is that Cambodia has a long tradition history about silk. No doubt about this. It's no question about this. One of the Southeast Asia countries which is very famous and well known about this. Nevertheless, as you mentioned rightly, maybe you started 20 years ago about these activities, and still we are not coming far. Still a lot of problems. Particularly, we sell seal, but this is called seal yarn. This is a seal yarn. So we lack of this seal yarn. We import 400 tons every single year. Yes, this is seal yarn. This is our seal. So the problem is this: we import a lot. We produce 1 ton a year.
One ton?
Less than 1%.
And we import
whatever left.
Yeah.
So 99.5%, whatever, right?
Which is about what, 400?
$30 million a year.
Okay.
$30 million every single year. And we import roughly, nobody know exactly, but guesstimate about 400 tons.
From where primarily?
When we ask people, they say, from the border.
I love it. So that's a good answer. From where? Yeah, of course, from the border.
From the border. From the airport, from the border.
Yes.
But the reality maybe from China, maybe from Vietnam, maybe some from Thailand. We are not sure. It's all informal.
Yes.
And the problem is that, two problems. One, when you import like that, it's only the low quality product that you could buy.
Okay.
Right? No matter how you are good at weaving or dyeing, whatever, but your product going to be a problem.
Yes.
Right? This is problem number one. And problem number two is that now buyer abroad, as you say, US or France or Europe or whoever, they say, oh, is it made in Cambodia? They ask for the origin.
Yes.
Certificate of origin, right?
Rural origin. Yeah.
Rural origin. So we say, sorry, we import this, but we make it in Cambodia.
Yes, yeah.
It's a bit of tricky situation. So that is the problem. So the purpose of my work at Royal University of Phnom Penh is maybe 4. I could summarize it 4.
Yes.
Because today we announced about the rectangular strategies.
Yes.
So we announced 4.
Yes.
First is about research.
Yes.
Real research, right? Real research. Real research. Development could not happen without research.
Research, yes.
After research, we have education to our young generations. Now together with us, we have about 70 students together with lecturers.
Okay.
So research, education, economics,
Yes.
because economics, right? And then social and cultural. So these are our objective.
All right.
Yeah.
So maybe we start with you, lecturer. Give us a bit about your background, a bit, why you get into this. Where did you study before?
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. And my name is Chanrith, and actually my background, both bachelor degree and master degree in biochemistry. Yeah, I graduated my bachelor degree in 2007, and after that I continue my master in Thailand. I study at Mahidol University in biochemistry.
Yes.
During that time, I perform my research related to the plant molecular biology.
Okay.
Yeah, I work with coconut, coconut.
Okay.
Yes. So my paper just published.
That'll be your next project,
last week.
coconut.
Last month.
Let's see.
Okay, and I start working at RUPP in 2014. Yeah, since the our department just established.
Okay.
In
What
2014.
department is that?
Department of Bioengineering.
Okay.
Yes, also faculty engineering. We just established at the same year.
Okay.
And currently, I am a deputy head of the department, and also I'm responsible in the seal innovation for the seal project, like to convert the waste of the seal that we don't use normally, to convert it into the high value products that we can use.
Later you have to show us what you've done. How about you, Sophia?
Yes. My name is Sorphea. I finished my bachelor degree in the biology, and I continue to study my master degree, and I finished from the Prince of Songkhla University at Thailand.
Yes.
And in the traditional medicine, Thai traditional medicine, and my research is related to the extract compound, plant extraction, and related to the natural product.
Wow.
And to test with the anti-diabetes.
Wow.
Yeah, and I start working at the Royal University in 2011 in biology department. Yeah, and I also the interest the seal rearing in the seal research center in RUPP, and because of I think my background is biology, and then biology have the function to breeding, to observe the growing. Yes.
I tell you, Sophia, I know a bit about extracted compound from natural thing. And don't laugh, okay? It's serious stuff, because during Pol Pot, right? I was in Kampong Cham, Coston, and that's where my grandmother have a place there, and I have a very high fever, and there's no medicine, right, during Pol Pot, right?
Yes.
So she grind the leaf of sadal. I don't know what you call it. What you call sadal? Neem, right?
Yes.
She grind the leaf, the fresh leaf of neem trees. I mean, a big bowl like this, right? Coconut bowl, right?
Yes.
So I swallow it in one go. I just collapse, right? When I wake up, it's all sweating and the fever is gone. But I tell you, since for the last 30 years, I hate neem leaves. I cannot eat anymore because it's the bitter memory of that.
But
I have to swallow.
But it cure you.
But it cure, yeah, you're right. So anyway, just to open a parenthesis on traditional medicine, Yes. Good. Well, I think we have a good introduction. I can see you are, the future of Cambodia.
Yes.
You're still young. You finish your degree in related field, and now you come back. You have the opportunity to kickstart this innovation stage, and this is something that this country needs. And you rightly mentioned that we, in this new mandate of the new government here, we focus quite a bit on innovation, science technology, and this is part of this science technology, and it's also about human capital development also.
May I say one more thing?
Yes, please.
Because taking this opportunity, two ladies here. First, ladies, okay. We like to promote gender. We like to promote ladies. This is number one. Number two, as you rightly mentioned, Cambodia, we have more and more emerging young generations.
Yes.
Right? About 30 years old, we are 50, 60s, okay?
Yes.
But the emerging one is different from us, so we have to promote them, we have to support them.
Yes.
And number three is about science and technologies, not just imagine top on the sky, but really come down to science and technologies and do something real for the societies.
But why have you decided to, to go into this sort of scientific field, right? Because most of the Cambodian I know, they love accounting, management, economists, law. The easy one you read in Amazon Cafe, right? Just read, go to Starbucks, go to brown coffee. But here you decide to study a field that is very different. Why?
Yeah, I think my idea, I feel like the scientist. It seems like to bring me the open space.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like I don't know before, and then when I think back to previous time, I think like this. After I research this, it seems like different. So it seems like to bring me to the another space.
Very good. Chanrith.
Yes, for me it's such a long story in my life that actually I have many images since I was a child. I always wonder most related to biology, about people for the Asian people we are small, something like this. The European, they are big. One day I saw a European, they ride a bicycle to my village, and I saw they are very big. I thought why people are different? Why they are so big and high, and why we are just small?
And do you know now?
Yeah, I know now. Okay. Yes, and because of the genetic as well. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And later on, from step to step of my education, from primary school, secondary school, and high school, and to university, I always have many questions in my mind. That was question related to the science.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good.
And I want to discover it. Yes, and until I study until university. And then I'm sure that I got many interesting in genetics.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good.
So that's why when I continue my master degree, I try to work with the genetic, with the plant genetic, and especially with the genetic engineering.
Very good.
Yes, because at first when I study in Thailand, and I was thinking that back to Cambodia, I'm thinking about the market for my job.
Yes.
So it seems like there is no
market.
There is no job for me. Yes, but it's very lucky for me. When I just graduated and our faculty engineering and bioengineering department, they just established. So I was very happy that now I got the market job now.
Good.
So I just come back. Yeah.
Very good. So we're gonna take a short break, and then when we come back, I want to go straight into the what I call the production chain of the silks, production.
Yes.
Okay. Good. All right. So I think we have a good background, and number one, I want to say that good to have a new generation of young scientists interested in agriculture field, right? Because the problem in Cambodia, when we talk, or at least when I talk to many of companies, they talk about Industrial 4.0, they talk about robot, they talk about, it's great stuff, but I think we should not forget that Cambodia is still a agriculture country. You know, the bulk of our natural endowment are agriculture, and it makes sense. We work in agriculture first, right? Of course, we can parallelly work in the car manufacturing, electronic, that sort of thing, but it don't make sense we neglect our own base, you know. So I think silk it's good, and silk culturally has traditional value also. I mean, dating back from the Angkorian days, silk is our I would say our culture, right? So it's good that we revive it, that we have our own yarn, our own silkworm, our own design, our own pattern. You know that some of the pattern are recognized by UNESCO. Yeah, so it's recognized by UNESCO. So anyway, walk me through how the whole supply chain, production chain of silk. Who want to start?
Before that, could I touch, because you touch very important right now about the point that we are doing this bag in addition to this Revolution 5.0, FDI and so on. So development is not only about from outside, right?
Yes.
I'm talking about from inside. Right? You have to mobilize your energy, your human resources, your knowledge, whatever you can to do from inside. I just become more and more clear in my mind that without doing this, we could have a problem, because we always depend so much, as you know very well, right?
Yes.
We do something, we export, and then we don't have a stability.
Yes.
So by doing this from inside with your lecturers, students, establish this is three unit basic technologies, right? So it become inclusive.
Inclusive, yes.
Inclusive that everybody, especially women, could enjoy this.
And how we can also scale nationwide.
That's right. So we start at IUPP as a kind of a challenge, a model, encompassing, as I mentioned, education, research, and so on, in order to reach out. Without the basic science and technologies foundations, then we could not move far. So this is a foundation. So we appeal to everyone to work together with us. Last week we met Ministry of Women Affairs.
Yes.
Because that benefit of women the most, right? They show to them, and they are very excited. This is real. So it takes time. Takes time, right?
Good. Okay, so who want to start?
About planting trees and so on.
Yeah.
You
start from the beginning.
Yes. So
and then you can show the picture later on. You send us the picture.
We have so many
then
pictures.
we can insert when we
have so many pictures.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So from the first, I would like to tell the history of my interest, the silkworm.
Okay.
Yes. So I just like before I don't know, like when I was study at the bachelor degree, I also learn about how to rearing silkworm and how to feed silkworm. But when I become the lecturer, and it is the lucky that I lecture in the biology department, and I meet the Dr. May, and then before I didn't know we export the seal jar from another country. Import for 400 pounds per year, and then we just produce less 1%. Okay. That's why this idea I very surprised. And then I interested to sing like Dr. May, sing like what happened. It had the problem. Because like after we research, we think like the silkworm had the disease. This is the problem.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the farmer rearing like over 80% it dies.
It died.
Yes, and then only 20% is alive. It have the product. That's why I interest, and then I think like I am the biologist. That's why I think like I have the function to solve that problem.
Have you found the medicine to save the silkworm?
For the silkworm, as I research and study, it no medicine now.
No medicine?
Yeah, no vaccine now.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's why the most important is like to know the technique, how to rearing, how to feeding, and I think like the one way is only research to have that problem.
If I could help Sophia here, what you want to say is not about treatment, it's about prevention.
Prevention.
Yeah.
Yes.
Once you have a problem, you cannot do much about it, but what are method, what are research, what are system, step by step, in order to prevent, to minimize this from happening.
Yeah.
And then we know the researcher is very important and expert. And then Dr. May sent me and my colleague and my student to study abroad, how to rearing, how to prevent that disease.
Where did you go?
Thailand.
Wow, okay.
From our own university money.
Wow.
Our own savings. No assistance from this.
Yes, it's great. I'm very proud of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
After that, I think like everything it must to be expertise. It must to be research to be the expert, and everything it will be going on. Yes, and then I compare when I was study. I just rearing, feeding. I don't know the technique, and then after I from Thailand, I think it very different, and then I think like I can solve that problem.
Wow.
Yes.
So how you do it? What's the technique?
Oh, talking about technique,
It's hard. It's difficult to explain. But you show us a picture, okay?
Yeah.
We show the picture.
Have also the pictures for you.
Yes.
But just want to show you like now, even those the strength of the silkworm. People in Cambodia, they don't know too. This is the problem too.
We say that this is from Chanrith, this is from nothing, but we have no idea what is its DNA, right?
Well, speaking of DNA, what's the trees that you feed into the?
Okay, let me give you a
mulberry.
Let me give you a broad flow over the value chain to make the silk yarn that we are missing here. What we need only three things. One is mulberry, which is a trees. Cambodia has so many names that related to this tree, like Chongkamon.
Chongkamon,
right? It's mulberry.
Mulberry. Okay.
It's so many mon. It's mulberries. First about trees, and secondly about silkworm, and thirdly about technique. How to take care, this and that, right? So the only this.
Yes.
So you need people to take care of this. So to do that economically, what do we need? We need land, which we have.
Yes.
We have a good climate, which we have. We have labor, what we have, right? But what is missing, as Sophia was saying, our silkworm is sick, and we have no idea why it is and so on. Just go on and on and on. So 80% mortality could not do anything, right? So after this, they produce cocoon.
Yes.
After the worm, they produce cocoon. After the cocoon, they call reeling, not rearing, reeling, to make it to thread.
Right.
So after thread, you have good weaving.
You weave,
So that is a kind of flow of the. But now we focus on research on good silkworm, no disease, on mulberry trees, and all technique, right? So we produce about 3-4 varieties called strain of silkworm with the survival rate is more than 90%, almost 100%.
Wow.
No mortality.
Where's your pilot field, mulberry? Is it outside Phnom Penh?
We have a lab. We create an IUPP, a silk center. A silk center. In the silk center, we have a very sexy silk laboratory.
I saw that on the way from my home. I saw that. That yellow thing there.
That yellow thing is exactly the shape, this cocoon shape, right? And then Sophia do research in there together with the students. So we are welcome you to come one day. So to make the story short, there are two processes. Sophia is talking about biology. Right? And after we have this product, it's go to Chanrith,
yeah.
how to use this into other things, right? So
Okay, Chanrith, you want to step in a bit
you soap and so on.
in the what you call bioengineering, right?
Engineering, yes. Okay, so actually my work is continued from her, so let me introduce like step by step. Okay, so after Chansorphea, she made this one.
Yes.
So for my work, I just use this one to get the protein from here. But at first, let me explain a little bit about what is inside the cocoon. Okay. Actually, in the cocoon or or we can say as the protein silkworm, there are only two main protein. One is the fibroin, that normally fibroin it is referred to the fiber. Yes. And another protein it wraps around the fiber. We call it as the sericin. And very long times already for normally people they don't know for the sericin about sericin. So after they get this one, and sericin just inside the hot water. Yes. So they just throw it away. Consider as it is the waste. But later on, we found that actually the other country they already studied about the sericin. They found that it contains the sericin that is very important protein that we can use it to convert into the many kind of product. Because of the protein it consists of very essential property. Normally it's for the percentage that it contains, fibrin it contains up to 70 to 80%, and the rest is the sericin, and just was considered as the waste. But now we know the method to convert this waste into the very invaluable products.
I think we're gonna stop now, and then when we come back, we're gonna go straight to the sort of product that we can do. Okay, that's great. Okay, Chanrith, let's continue on the production. What possibly you can extract the various chemical stuff there. Organic, for sure, is organic chemical. What you can do with it.
You could show directly. Take your soap.
But maybe I take just 1 minute to
sure.
about the property of this
the
protein.
property.
Yes, because why it is important, because it function as it can be function as the UV protection and as the
UV. What does it mean?
UV protection. It's
ultraviolet.
This substance it can when it we apply it on our skin, it can protect the bad
from
UV
the sun ray.
protection from the sun ray. Yes.
Okay.
So and also it can be the moisturizer, and also as the other kind of the characteristic or property, but most characteristic related to the cosmetic.
Wow.
So
anti-aging.
Anti-aging also.
Chanrith, I can tell you, 10 years from now, you better not quit from Roop and start a cosmetic company.
Yes, we are starting now.
Why not?
They have a joint venture.
Yes. Okay, so because of the invaluable property of sericin, so they have used it in many applications.
Yes.
In cosmetic, it's very popular. In the pharmaceutical, we can use it as the component of the medicine. As the food additive, as the biomaterial, as the other thing.
I like your example about the bandage. Could you explain to Siphana?
Yes. We also use the protein as the component in the bandage, because one of its property, it works as the coagulant. Coagulant is mean it have to induce
the blood from
blood to
flowing,
to cause the blood to be accurate.
To coagulate.
So it can heal the wounds very effectively. Yes. And so actually we have more direction, but our first direction we just start with the cosmetic product first. And with the cosmetic product we just start with the basic one as the soap.
Okay.
To get this, We need two things to make the soap. One is we call it the soap base.
Yeah.
Yeah, the normal soap.
Yeah.
And the special one that we have is the protein, sericin, that we just extract from the cocoon.
The one that you throw away in the water.
Yeah,
right?
yes. So
now all the women who, weave in the countryside, they throw away.
Normally they throw it away.
What a waste.
And also it's like if we throw it away into the environment, it also causes the contamination as well to the environment. Yes, for sure. So our work, like the main value of our work is to reduce the waste and convert the waste into many invaluable products.
So that's a soap. Why different color?
Yes, why different color? Okay, so this soap is just the normal soap without the protein. Yes, you can see that the protein that we obtain from the cocoon, because of the cocoon is yellow, so the solution of the protein also like yellow color.
Yeah.
So between these two, this one we add our protein, and this one without protein.
What's the difference? The one with protein and without protein?
Okay, it's different. Yeah, it also have like actually it have the same property, but this one is more special. Why? Yes, because like normally for the normal soap, it functions as only the detergent. Okay. And like to wash and everything.
Yeah.
But the one with the protein, as I already mentioned from the beginning, that the property of protein, it can work as the moisturizer, as the UV protection.
So it's better soap.
Yeah, and anti-aging.
Better soap. Okay.
Yeah, so it must be have the extra property of the soap.
Yeah.
So this soap is more special than the normal one.
Okay.
Yes.
And the other?
Yeah, the other also this one just the normal soap.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually these are the same, but we are trying to optimize the condition of the soap. As you know, like for the consumer, they prefer what kind of soap that they prefer. Okay, so one is the soap must be contain or produce more bubble. Okay. The second one, the texture.
Okay, the texture.
It look good, it look beautiful, it look more attractive or not.
Yes. Okay.
So that's why we can decorate later on, or it's clear.
So all of this you work on the lab, right?
In the lab. We are still in the lab. Yes. And the third one, the soap that we use must be safe. And the last one is the very effective.
Okay.
Yes. We currently the effective of the soap because of the property of the protein that we add.
Okay.
Yes. So now we still are working in the lab for doing the research and to optimize the soap condition for the production, like what kind of soap, which characteristic of the soap that we want. And also just another one characteristic of soap is the smell. Yes.
Okay. So how do you make it good smell?
Actually it is not difficult. We can add it with the kind of essential oil.
Essential oil.
Yeah, essential oil like the different color, like different smell of flower.
Are you in your lab eventually will work on essential oil? Because in Cambodia they have a lot of flower and everything, lemongrass that you can make essential oil. Does your lab
we have many natural resources that normally we just throw it away. I'm thinking about this one too. Actually, in our group, we divide into two. One group focusing on the optimizing the condition of the soap production, and another group they working on the producing oil. Yeah. So they just like before we start producing, we need to gather or to collect the theory first, and after that we start practice in the lab.
So if I may say, the research is a process that will take for long time. Long time, maybe 100 to 200 years. It has to do
But can I give you a tips from the marketing side,
please.
from international trade side? I think eventually you should find a sponsor, a company that believe in that and that they can market and take it up to the commercial market, because that's how sustainability will come, right? Because from there, you see, they can improve the packaging, they can have a distribution market. Let's start with Cambodia first, right? But can you imagine, if 1 million Cambodians start buying our own product?
Yes.
To me, if the product is of equivalent quality, I would prefer to buy something Cambodian.
Great.
You see, with nice branding, nice packaging, So, but some company must endorse and promote that, right?
Please allow us to advertise it.
Yes. And I say I go next, right? Because from my days working in Geneva for the International Trade Center, we are more the practical, because in Geneva you have the WTO, which just work on negotiation, right? All paper, negotiate in the room, drinking coffee, negotiate again, drink coffee, And then you have the other group who, like UNCTAD, we think a lot how best to do this policy to help this country. Then the International Trade Center is more the private sector arm. We work private sector. How do you actually help country promote their product, right? That's why, when I was in Geneva, I told you that we even finance a big program. It's a Swiss government support, the French, and we have a silk project, but weaving, right? Weaving and designing. We sell to Zara, export to Milan, to Paris, So I think it's important that we start thinking from that side. Essential oil is big time.
Yes.
Big time. Lemongrass, I don't know, so many different perfume. And even this, the big red pepper, I don't know what you call that. It's mate plauga, but the big one. The
called bell pepper.
The bell pepper is like this.
Oh, really?
This one is
The long one.
It's a long one, yes. I went to Ethiopia because we have a project there. And they took me 2 hours away from Addis Ababa. Long road, right? Across so many terrain. And so we got to this big village, and they took us to that field. They all grow this pepper. And then I said, wow, how many people can eat all this pepper? They say, no, it's not for eating. So they took us to their plant, where they grind. First they dry it. Like you see, they dry rice paddy in the field, right? They dry like that, and then after that they grind it. They grind and then they put into small bottle like this. It become a resin, oily, right? And guess who buy from them? Cosmetic company. They pay by the quality of the red because they use for lipstick. See, so thing like this, I think you have a good lab to start with, but eventually you should start thinking what other Cambodian natural product that we can develop, and this is where the future of the institute.
Absolutely, this is only the start, the model.
Yes.
We start a different way. We do not depend so much on big things. We do from ourselves.
Okay.
I believe in this insight development, technical, young people, researcher. This is the sustainability. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
About the marketing, we depend on you.
Okay.
To market our product a bit, because now one piece of silk soap, not silk soap, but silk soap, Soul and Eon Mall is about $15. $15.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So here we target maybe about $5 for our young people, young women. Particularly good for women, not good for us.
Sure.
Also
I think it's good.
Really?
Yes.
Women too?
Yes.
Okay.
Good. Well, I think we're coming to the end of the show, and that's marketing should be the topic of the next discussion.
Okay.
So I just want to say thank you for coming, and I'm glad that we start to talk about something that Cambodian can do. In my show, in the last several years, we talk a lot about policy, about what's happening in the world, but this year I want to focus more on things that we, the Cambodian, can do, the young entrepreneur, In fact, I have a series of interview lineup where the next one talk to a family that in construction, how they design, rural home, but quality rural home, something that if you go to other country, you're proud to say, wow, it's done by Cambodian, that sort of thing. So seeing this in IT, innovation, whatever, yeah. So once again, thank you so much, and Bong, good job, okay? Muy, okay, good, okay, continue the work, okay?
Yes, yes.
All right, so we're finishing the program, and I just want to say how pleased I am to hear that in Cambodia we have now activity to promote local research. We have young scientists getting involved in stuff that is available in the country, and I can only hope that other students would choose the field of science and chemistry, technology, that sort of thing. So on that note, I will see each other next week. Good night.